Hello again, everybody. I'm Snapper Lancaster, welcoming you to another edition of the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. Well, folks, as you can tell, we're at our same venue. We're just outside tonight, and there's due to a scheduling conflict, we will be doing our show in a different location right here on the premises, but looking forward to having a good show. We've got two outstanding coaches that both of their football teams that we've got on the show tonight have a great opportunity as far as making the playoffs. They've had good seasons so far this year, and I'm sure the coaches are hoping that their team's peaking at the right time, because you're getting into that part of the season where not only are you jockeying for position as far as being a qualifier, but you want to try to qualify first or second in your region where you host a home game in the first round of the playoffs. But we've got two outstanding coaches and teams representing tonight, the Shades Valley Mounties and the Tarrant Wildcats, and both of them are having outstanding seasons, especially the Wildcats of Tarrant. And so look forward to visiting with the coaches and finding out what has gotten them to this point in the season, and what they're looking forward to is that it unwinds as we're getting here near the playoffs. There's not but 2 or 3 weeks left in the regular season. And on the flip side of it, you got the girls volleyball action that's getting toward the end of their seasons, and jockeying for position as well for those young ladies. And also we've got cross-country activity going on with the track teams in the Birmingham-Jefferson County area. So once again, a very busy time here in the fall season, and it culminates with all these athletes headed toward the playoffs, and that's what it's all about. That's why they play a game, hoping to one year win a state championship. So we'll be talking about that with the coaches and kids. First guest right ahead. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. We're at Huffman Electrical Contractors. A satisfied customer is always their #1 objective.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well. And folks, welcome back in our first segment of the show tonight. We've got Coach David Partridge of the Shades Valley Mounties. Coach Partridge, always good to see you.
Thank you. I appreciate you having us here.
And before we get the interview really started, tell us a little bit about your background for people that might be seeing you for the first time, and how you made your way to Shades Valley High School.
Well, I've been a long time assistant coach. I don't know, I started out coaching with my dad. My dad was a coach, and I started out coaching with him when I was in college for 5 years and at Huffman High School. And then I went to Warrior High School with Tim Sanders and was the head baseball coach and helped him there. And then I was at Shades Valley as an assistant with Coach Higginbotham for 3 years. And I went to Leeds High School after that for 3 years with Tim Sanders again as a defense coordinator, and then Clay Chalfant High School defensive coordinator, and then Oak Mountain High School as an offensive coordinator. And then I went to Hewitt High School for 11 years as a defensive coordinator. And now I'm a Shades Valley Mountie again. This is my 3rd year there as the head coach.
And you've got other relatives in the coaching business.
I do have several relatives. My son is actually the defensive coordinator at Shades Valley with us. I have a nephew that coaches at Homewood. I have a nephew that coaches at Leeds High School. So we're full of coaches.
Well, I tell you what, talking about that, and sometimes we don't talk about this enough when we talk with the head coaches. Tell us a little bit about your staff, because people don't realize if you have a staff, continuity is a very important part of it. Yeah. And if you're lucky, you end up with a staff where you have some of the same coaches and you get familiar with yourself, and the left hand knows what the right's doing, and it works in unison. But in other situations, especially when it comes to assistants, there's changes a lot. So what about your staff, and how's your situation?
Well, I mean, as a head coach, you want your assistants to want to strive to be head coaches, and you want to try to help them to make those steps. We've been fortunate. I've got 2 really young guys that are my coordinators. Matt Partridge, as I said, is our defensive coordinator. This is his 3rd year to be our defensive coordinator, and really only his 4th year to be an official teacher coach, but he coached with us at Hewitt as our DB coach for 4 years. And then my offensive coordinator is Jeremiah Millington, who played quarterback for us at Hewitt. And he's been with us as the offensive coordinator for 3 years. And he also coached with us at Hewitt, coached quarterbacks there, I think for about 4 or 5 years. And just having those guys that we were all familiar with each other, those 2, like you said, that just helps. And the main thing it helps with is not only do they know what the expectations are and what you want, you have a trust factor there. That they believe in you and they trust you as a head coach, and you trust them as assistant coach. So they kind of know what you want, but you don't have to worry about whether they're doing what you want, because they're really good team players, and they're going to do what's best for our team.
Well, I tell you what, David, going into this year, did you feel good about this team? Because it's evident you've got a playoff team.
Right.
And so did you think you had the personnel to do as well as you had this year so far? And of course, a head coach his premise is he always wants his team to peak the closer you get to the playoff season. So tell me a little about your team from the offense, defense, and special team aspect.
Well, we really had high expectations going into the year. We finished out the year last year with 2 wins, and we beat Vestavia for the first time, well, not the first time, but only the 10th time in school history. There at Shades Valley, and really it's the first time in a while that Shades Valley had beaten Vestavia when Vestavia had a winning record. Right. So that was a big win for us, and it kind of propelled us in. And then we played Mountain Brook down in Troy in the spring game, and they have a really good team, and we were fortunate enough to kick a late field goal and hold them off and beat them in the spring game by 1 point. So we felt pretty good coming in, and felt like we was going to have a good team. We're really felt good about our offense. So we had a lot of guys coming back offense. We had our quarterback coming back. We had 6 linemen that had played significant amount the year before that were coming back, which is fortunate for us because we've had 2 injuries that we were able to fill some guys in and still keep rocking along. Defensively, we were really young, but we felt like we had some guys coming back. We had our middle linebacker coming back, and Terry Perry, and he was our 2nd leading tackler last year. So we knew if he could do his job, and we had some DBs that were back, and we got Jacob with us here, that if they could do their job, the others would come along, and we're getting better and better defense. We had a really good game defensively last week, our best game of the year. And then offense, we've just been rocking along all the way through. Des Trotter is with us tonight, and he's got over 2,000 yards in 7 games, total yards, and over 1,000 passing and 1,000 rushing. So we're going to always have a chance to move the ball with him, and we've got 2 really good running backs there. And we got a really solid offensive line, and we're starting to get those guys back. So we're going to always have a chance to score some points.
Well, I was going to say, too, and most coaches, regardless of what level it is, you do your best to emphasize defense, because as the old saying goes, if the other team don't score much, you got a great chance to win. So it's sort of double dynamite for you if you have a good defense, plus you've got an offense that has the ability to score and score often.
Yeah, you need good defense, but you know, it's in today's game, the game has kind of changed even from when I started coaching it. There's just more points scored. The rules have changed a little bit where it's a little more in favor of offense. You know, they call a lot of pass interference now that they used to not call. It's really hard to play defense and shut people out. You know, it's so you have to have offense. You got to have people on offense that can score. But you know, I've spent more time on the defensive side as a defensive coordinator, so you know, I still love my defense, but I sure do like scoring points.
Well, I tell you what, as you go into the playoffs, now right now I wonder how different coaches feel about this. In the first round, you always really like to play at home. But I've had other coaches and other players talk about the fact, and you tell me how it seems to be around your program, that a lot of times kids don't mind playing on the road for the simple reason it seems to take a little pressure off. Like you want to win at home in front of the home folks. And is there anything to that? I've heard coaches talk both ways, that sometimes the kids just seem to play better because they don't seem to have a little extra added pressure on them.
Yeah, I don't, you know, as you'd have to ask those kids on that. I don't know that there's added pressure. Sometimes it's better for kids this age, you can occupy them more because you got a bus trip somewhere. So they don't have as much dead time that they're dealing with. So, you know, that may play into it a little bit, but it's always good to play in front of your home crowd, and if you can have a really good home crowd, it helps.
Well, I tell you what, it looks like your team is playing toward that peaking at the best time of the season.
Yes.
And as always, it's great to see you, and it looks like you guys could possibly do some damage in the playoffs, and that's what it's all about, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
But like I said, good to see you again. We're going to visit with some of your youngsters and wish you the best of luck as we're closing in on the playoffs.
I appreciate y'all doing this.
Folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, 4 gentlemen that's been very instrumental in the outstanding season Shades Valley has had thus far. We'll be right back. The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their #1 objective.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, we partner with our patients, trying to help them overcome the obstacles that keep them from achieving their goals.
This practice aggressively pursues victory over injury, over pain, over limitation, over anything that's going to keep you from being the best you can be.
It starts with our non-surgical physicians who are trained in sports medicine, orthopedic injuries. We have specialists in sports medicine with shoulders, elbows, and knees. We have hip specialists that do only hip surgery, including arthroscopy, minimally invasive resurfacing, and total hip replacement if needed. We have joint replacement surgeons. We have spine surgeons. We have surgeons that specialize in foot and ankle surgery and in hand surgery. So just about all the specialties of orthopedics are covered at Andrew Sports Medicine.
What makes the great surgeons great is their volume of experience at making decisions, whether that's intraoperative decisions, post-operative decisions, pre-operative decisions, the decision to operate on somebody or not operate on them. And so our volume here breeds good decision making. That gives us an edge in terms of making decisions for our patients, which ultimately is a lot of times the difference between success and failure. The teams, the players, the parents have confidence in us because they know we're going to communicate with them. We're going to create a plan unique to that athlete or that person, and we're going to get them back to their thing as quickly and as safely as we can.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, our mission is to partner with our patients and to help them succeed and achieve victory. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a grandparent with a shoulder problem, or a professional athlete, you get the same care, the same high-level technology, the same aggressiveness that we would in a professional athlete, and we treat everyone the same way. None of us like to lose. We're all very competitive, and we're not going to lose against their illness or their injury.
Have you had that Mexican food fix yet? If you haven't, then Speedy's is the place to go. Located in Hueytown, 1 block off Warrior River Road on Forest Road, you can call in your order or go through the drive-thru or dine in as our family and friends do on a regular basis. For everything from nachos to enchiladas to taco salads, you can't beat the taste of Speedy's Mexican food. Remember, that's the original Speedy's is back and better than ever. To phone in the order or for more information, the number to call is 744-4659. That's Speedy's Mexican Foods.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. As you see, we've got 4 outstanding young athletes here that have had a pretty successful year. And on the offensive side of the ball, from what I'm guessing and being told and heard and read about, it all starts with this gentleman, Desmond Trotter, senior quarterback. Now, Desmond, you put a lot of yards together. Would you call yourself a dual threat, or do you prefer running or throwing? Talk about your game a little bit.
Well, I mean, I'll have to say dual threat because, I mean, our coach, he does a mixture of running and throwing, and we do a lot of run-pass option plays. So, I mean, I just read the guys and I try to make the play that I'm supposed to make.
Now, what I like to do is ask you athletes who, and we'll make it college or pros, when you look at a college or pro player in this age, who is the one you'd like to pattern your game most after?
Well, I actually have 2 in Cam Newton, plays for the Carolina Panthers,
Right.
and Deshaun Watson, just graduated from Clemson.
Let me tell you something. If you get close to being either one of them guys, you're going to have a chance to do some damage in college. You know where you're going yet?
I do not. I do not know yet.
Have you got people looking, I'm sure?
Yes, sir.
Well, good. Okay. And then that brings us to Terry Perry. And Terry, you're a senior as well, linebacker. You're one of these guys that try to make sure the score stays pretty low for the opponents, right?
Yes, sir.
When you look up at your schedule and you look at that schedule, who you playing, who do you circle in your mind, who you look forward to playing against?
I'm gonna have to go against like the running backs.
Yeah, which team do you like
team-wise?
seeing on the schedule that I want to play against these guys?
It had to be Penson.
Really?
Penson.
Okay, now what's that reason? Is it because they're good or because you know some of the guys, or is there any certain particular reason?
It's kind of both. I know the guys and we get well along, and they're a good team as a whole individual. So yeah, it's probably both.
Well, now, I would be curious about your answer too. Which college or pro player you mile your game after?
Well, the pro player that I mind my game as, he retired, Ray Lewis.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good one. That's a good one. So, in other words, you don't want people to like to see you coming, do you?
No, sir.
Okay. And then next to him, Will, is it Stallhut?
Stallhut.
Stallhut.
Stallhut, yes, sir.
Okay. And a senior, and you're the center. So
Yes, sir.
you're where all this starts.
Oh, yes, sir.
In other words, you and this guy are big buddies.
Oh, yeah.
Because if y'all don't do it right, we got to mess up all over the place, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Who didn't I enjoy the different answers some of the kids give. What team, when you line up, which one were you looking forward to playing most this year?
I'm actually looking forward to Homewood.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because last year, we got, at the end, they got us on a couple plays, and it really turned it ended it for us. I'm looking back forward to, getting them back for that.
Yeah, sort of a revenge type
Oh, yeah.
thing. And
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you, both of you look like, so you haven't played them yet.
Oh, no, sir.
So
They're
both
next
of you
game
look
this
like it's outstanding football when those two teams get together. Y'all going to be playing at home or away?
week. Yes, sir. It's a home game.
Home game.
Yes,
And according to Coach, probably home cooking. Y'all like that, right? You're going to get them at your place.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then finally, Jacob Woods, senior defensive back, right, Jacob?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What do you enjoy making the big stick on somebody, or do you enjoy swiping that pass and a pick six? What do you like?
Sir, whatever gets our team to win, or
Oh my goodness! You're beginning to sound like a politician down there. But that's what the coach likes to hear. Whatever you want to do to win. Who do you look forward to playing?
Actually, I'm gonna go with Homewood this Friday.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, there's an old saying, and it runs true in sports. I don't care what sport it is, but if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, right?
Yes, sir.
And so, in other words, we want to be able to walk around like cockadoos when that game's over, and it ought to be an outstanding ball game. But guys, I don't know about y'all, but I was an athlete many years ago, about 50 or so, a little. And the game was played differently. We wasn't half as big as the guys are nowadays, but I don't know how that happened all through the years. Everybody's been eating their Cheerios, I guess. But we're all athletes of what I call a superstitious bunch. That we all do things a certain way, or we got some superstitions that if we don't do it that way, we feel like we hurt our chances to be successful. Now, having said that, Desmond, I know you got to have something that you do, that if you don't do it that way, you don't feel real good about what's going to happen.
Yes, I do actually. Every Friday pregame meal, we have macaroni and cheese, baked beans, and either a choice of meat. And like every Friday, I eat the macaroni and cheese first. And ever since I've been doing that, we haven't lost a game. So I just try to keep that.
Needless to say, bring on the mac and cheese,
Yes.
right? If you bring anything else first, you're going back.
Yes, sir.
And get it. Well, okay. That's all right. Now let me tell you, that's the good news. Now let me tell you the bad news. It don't matter which one you eat. I think you're going to win or lose anyway, but I can understand what you're saying. How about you, Terry? You got, oh yeah, come on now, be honest with us.
On Thursdays, you go through walkthroughs during school.
Yeah.
After school, we play Monopoly.
Really?
Yeah, just be like, get our minds off the game, get us.
Yeah, well that's good. You got to do that.
You know,
You know, after a hard work at the office, which happens to be the football field for you guys, there's harder work in the classroom. You know what that old saying about that classroom is, don't you? If you don't qualify in the classroom, you don't make it to the football field.
Yes, sir.
That's why it's important. We'll say that's number one, Monopoly's number two, okay?
Yes, sir.
But okay, but it works for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Will, how about you?
All right. Well, before the game, after we do our walkthrough and all that, I usually listen to like a little bit of classical music to calm my nerves down a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, it usually helps me during the
Classical?
game. Yeah, stay
Mozart?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even
And
know
Bach,
where that
yeah.
came
And
from. I
Beethoven.
think I heard it somewhere
Yes, sir.
once upon a time. Well, I'll
Yes,
be
sir.
darned. But that's nice. It's whatever's, oh, that soothes the savage
Yeah.
beast in you,
Yeah.
right? And it gets you in the right frame of mind.
Yes, sir.
where-
Keeps me calm
Yeah.
and steady during the game.
Well, I'm telling you, boy. All right, well, it's working though. The
Oh,
coach
yes,
don't
sir.
want you to change that, all right?
Oh,
All right, now, Jacob, you're sitting there looking, you look like the shy one in the bunch, and I could be absolutely wrong about this. But what kind of superstition you got?
I actually wear the same girdle every Friday.
You wear what?
The same girdle.
Really?
Yes, sir.
And nobody says nothing, just you keep winning, you keep do what you got to do, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, okay. All right, let me ask you this. Now, all you guys are seniors, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you could go to any college you wanted to get that next degree you hope you'll get, where would you go? If you could pick a college and say, that's where I want to go, and they'd take you.
I would have to say Texas Tech University.
Why? Are the schools in Alabama not good enough for you?
Well, I don't want to stay in the state of Alabama for college. I want to get away.
Okay.
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
Texas Tech is a pretty nice campus. I've looked at it online and stuff.
Oh,
and
really? Okay.
Yes.
Well, good. And let me tell you, I'm kidding with you about that, of course, but every one of you's got a reason for whatever school it is, that there's a reason for that, and that's a good reason. How about you, Terry?
I'm going to go with Alabama.
Really?
Yes, sir.
You got success written all over you, boy. I'm telling you, you're going to be good. You ever thought about coaching? You're going to need an assistant one day.
I've been thinking about it, though.
You
for
can't
real.
take the head coaching job. He wouldn't
Oh, no,
like
no,
that.
no.
Okay. How about you, Will?
I would like to go to Troy.
Troy?
Honestly, yeah.
Okay, what's there for you?
Well, honestly, they're always considered the underdog, and I just like the fact that they're
You
always
like
underdog.
that.
And then they go on and beat people.
Yeah.
And that, and I like the course load they got there.
Okay,
Biology. is
Good. What do
pretty
you hope to do one day?
I want to be a forester.
Really?
Work in the National
All
Park
right, now let me
Service.
ask you this. If you don't make it, you ever thought about coaching? Be
Yeah,
honest.
I've thought about it, but
Thought-
I'm
you
not.
thought
you know,
about it,
yeah,
but
yeah.
we're not acting on it,
Yeah.
are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not quite.
And how about you, Jacob?
I'm kind of distraught between Alabama and Auburn. because my dad graduated from Auburn, but I have family members that also went to Alabama. So.
Well, I'm gonna put this to you as nice as I know how. You got a problem. But you know what? Either one of the schools you pick there, if you go there, you're gonna be a winner, all right?
Yes,
because
sir.
those are two outstanding universities. You'll get a good college education. Plus, there's this little thing they call fun. You'll have fun there. Well, guys, the time has passed by very quickly, and I've enjoyed talking with you. The last question I got for each and every one of you, and we'll start with you, Desmond. To this point in your life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
I would have to say both of my grandfathers, Willie Peak and Ozzie Newsome. Both of them have been.
Ozzie is your grandfather?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that. What? That's a big deal, isn't it?
It's not really. I mean, I try to keep it down low.
That's family to you.
Yes, sir.
That's just family. How's he doing these days?
He's
Good?
doing very well.
Good, good. You know where he went, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about you, Terry?
I'm happy to say my dad. He always been there for me ever since I started playing football when I was like 5 years old.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, that's what parents do. They're right there where their kids need them to be. Will, how about you?
I'd say my father as well, because my dad, he taught me how to act, around people and how to treat people.
Really?
And he's one of the best men I ever met in my
Did your
life.
dad play football?
No.
He didn't. I was going to say, did he teach you how to pancake? We know what that is, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, sir.
You enjoy that when you get it every now and then.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. How about you, Jacob?
I would have to say it's a four-way tie between my father, my older brother, Coach David Partridge, and Coach Matt Partridge.
I told you, politician. Good answer. But guys, let me tell you, I've enjoyed talking with you. You've had a great season up to this point. It's going to be very successful because you are going to make the playoffs. I wish you all the luck in the world. Now, I'll tell you this. Y'all go out and win a 6A title. We'll get that old coach over there and bring the trophy, and we'll go inside and we'll celebrate, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you, okay?
Yes, sir.
The rest
Thank
of the season. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. Another outstanding coach, more athletes. Don't you go away. We'll be right back. The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors. A company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their #1 objective.
The community features a world-class resort and spa. The amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course. Miles of historic trails. And the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we going to have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well. And folks, welcome back. In this segment, we've got another outstanding coach from here in the Birmingham-Jefferson County area. We're talking about Coach Eric Johnson, the Tarrant Wildcats. Coach, always good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too, Snap.
As we start this interview, for people that were seeing you for the first time, Eric, tell us a little bit about your background and how you've ended up there at Tarrant High School.
Well, I've been at Tarrant since 2007 as a head coach. I come out of the Birmingham City school system from a middle school, actually.
Was it your goal to be a coach, or did it come through a different way?
Well, I think it just is something that you didn't choose, it chose you.
Really?
Because when I was small and I was fortunate enough to go and play Little League sports, most of the kids in my neighborhood weren't able to play. And so I took the things that I learned through that process and I brought it back to the neighborhood and just shared it with the guys.
And so how long total you been there now?
I've been at Tarrant since 2005. The head coach since 2007.
Yeah, so you've been there about, what, 12 years or
Yes,
so?
sir.
Yeah, okay, so I know you've become a big part of that community. Tell me a little bit about this team. First of all, did you expect these guys that we'll be visiting with to be as good as have a good a team as they've had thus far this year?
Well, I'll tell you this, the guys that's going to be coming up speaking later, I expected them to be special. Didn't quite know how the team was going to be, though.
Right.
Because this summer, the most I had show up was about 19
Really?
at any given
Your
time.
workouts?
And only had 3 linemen at the time. So we actually got our linemen in place maybe a week before we played week 0.
My goodness.
So I'm going to give our coaches a lot of
I
credit on that one.
You've had a challenge ahead of you,
Yes.
it seems like.
Yes,
and,
sir.
and one thing I want you folks to realize too about coaches here, such as Coach Johnson, is 2A.
Yes, sir.
Y'all travel a lot because there aren't that many 2A schools in the Birmingham area, and that's a whole nother challenge, isn't it?
This is very true, and actually we travel every game because we don't have our own field. We share the field with Fultondale.
Yeah.
They're gracious enough to let us do that, but we do travel quite a bit because, as you said, there's not that many 2A schools around in our area, so we do a lot of traveling down towards the Huntsville area.
Yeah. I know a while ago you were talking about, some of the important aspects of your team, your assistant coaches. Tell me a little about your assistant staff.
Yeah, it's eclectic at best. I have 3 assistant coaches. One works for State Farm, one works for Alabama Power, and one is a coach in the Birmingham City school system at a middle school.
And folks, I'm going to interrupt Coach here just to tell you that this is something that the bigger schools, they don't have problems like that. A lot of your coaches are almost, for lack of a better way to put it, volunteer coaches.
Pretty much.
And they mean a ton to you, too.
They do. It mean a ton to them. But it's a task for me also because I'm dealing with all the day-to-day operations at school. So if something goes on and I need to have something done, I'm the one I can't delegate.
How, talking about that, and one of your biggest challenges that you have is schedule making. Because you're the one that determines who y'all play.
Right.
And if you put too many powerhouses on that schedule, people may not like it. It becomes hard to beat them. But as long as you've got athletes like you got now and the players are playing the way they are now, you don't have any problem with that. But how much of a problem is it for you as far as your schedule is concerned? Is it hard to put that schedule together?
Well, you know as well as I do, the schedule will probably get a little bit harder for those non-region games next year because we've been on the downside for a little while. So people call you and try to schedule games with you when you're on the downside, but when you're on the upside, it's kind of hard to get those games.
It's amazing how it works that way, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, as you get ready, have you been fortunate? I mean, I know there are bumps and bruises every ball game. You avoided serious injuries so far this season because people don't realize it, and you sort of expand on this. Going 2 ways is tough.
Yes, sir.
You've got to have a special athlete.
Yes, sir. We play Ironman football, and we try to get those guys rest where we can, if we can. Right. But there's a lot of players that we just got to have on the field. Jerry Brown, one of the guys that you'll be talking to, he plays offensive guard and defensive tackle. He rarely comes off the field except for special teams. The other guys on the team, we try to spare them a little bit more because they do a little bit more as far as the not so much the physical aspect, but the endurance aspect of the game. So we try to get those guys breaks when we possibly can.
Well, I tell you, that's got to be a challenge. But you can look at that 2 ways. You can look at it as being a negative aspect, or you can look at it as a fact that, yeah, it is that challenge, and that's going to make me grow that much more in dealing with the situation that I've got to do. Right now, it looks like almost, I'm not going to jinx or anything like that, but it's almost locked in for a home game in the first round. How important is that for a coach to be able to play at home in that first round?
Oh my God, it's very important, especially when you work so hard throughout the season. You know, you work hard and then have to go on the road and maybe play a hard game. You know, you want to feel that home, you want to have that 12th man on your side instead of against you. So it's always better to play at home than
Well,
on the
now
road.
the reason I'm asking you this question is because I asked Coach Partridge the same thing. There are a lot of players and kids that have told me this, that sometimes they don't mind playing on the road because they don't feel as much pressure to win in front of the home folks. Hey, does that ever affect you one way or the other?
No, I know what they mean when they say that, but
I still
you know,
think you
we got to
prefer-
show up on Friday night and play the ball game. So it really, I would prefer playing at home, you know, so we can deal with all the traveling issues and all that. If we can just play at home and not worry about traveling back home, you know, safety thing, get the guys home safe. We can all get home in a timely fashion, and then that rigorous process starts all over again Saturday morning for us.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, you guys have one loss,
Yes, sir.
right? Is this team, do you feel like it's peaking at the right time, still got its best football ahead of it?
I think we still got our best football ahead of us. I don't think we are quite where we can be. But our guys have bought into what we're trying to, or have tried to do this season. So that's the reason we're seeing the success that we've seen. And for the most part, it's never, I would say that it's not so much teaching them the game of football, but it's teaching them the game of life.
Coach,
And as long as I can get that point over across to them, they'll be successful in life, and I can feel satisfied with the job I'm doing.
Well, I tell you what, I know you're proud of your players. I got a feeling they're the kind of kids that are proud to be playing for a coach like you.
Yes, sir.
And congratulations on the outstanding season you've had thus far. Now let's finish it off by doing some damage in the playoffs, okay?
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
And folks, always good to see you,
Yes,
Eric.
sir. Good to see you too.
And we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to visit with four gentlemen that have been very instrumental in the great season that Tarrant has had thus far. We'll be right back.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their number one objective. And folks, welcome back in this segment. You can tell I got four outstanding, strapping looking young men. They're good athletes too. Their record tells me so. We're talking about Jerry Brown Sr., offensive guard, defensive tackle. Right, Jerry? You enjoy going both ways?
Yes, sir.
You a slobber knocker on defense?
Yes, sir. Try my hardest.
That's what we like to hear. You're a good man. Going into this season, did you think you and your teammates had the makings of a season like this? Did you feel good about the group as a team going in?
Yes, sir, because we worked hard all summer. I ain't going to say everybody was there, but the people that were there worked hard.
Okay. And then secondly, Juwan Dowdle, a senior as well, running back, linebacker.
Yes, sir.
All right, tell me and be truthful. Which one you like the best? You like smacking somebody on defense, or you like crossing the goal line on offense?
Crossing the goal line.
Oh man, that's my own heart. I don't hit nobody, and I don't want them hitting me. We're going to get in there. All right, let me ask you this, Juwan. Going into the season, have y'all played a lot of the teams you played last year?
Yes, sir.
Are there any certain teams in particular that you look forward to playing to on your schedule when you saw it this year? Who said, gosh, that game I can't wait for?
Tanner.
Who?
Tanner.
Tanner. Oh, really? The team y'all just played?
Yes, sir.
You couldn't wait for them after what y'all did to them? They'd be the last ones in line. Because y'all took care of business. They didn't beat y'all last year, did they?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tricked me. I didn't know that, but hey, I don't blame you. You don't. Sometimes when somebody beats you, you want to sort of even the score, right? I think you did more than you whipped them like redheaded stepchildren, you know. But that was a great ball game that y'all had. Emory Bryant Jr. And Emory, you're a two-way player, wide receiver, free safety.
Yes, sir.
Which one you like best, catching that touchdown pass or intercepting and running down one?
I like both of them, but I gotta say I love offense.
Offense, really? You're an offensive guy?
Yes, sir.
But you like both of them?
Yes, sir.
Coach likes that because he don't want you to not like nothing about your game, okay? When you saw that schedule this year, who did you look forward to playing?
Tanner.
Tanner. My goodness, you got even with him too. Did you have a touchdown or two?
I had one, Coach.
You did? I should have asked, and I will. Juwan, did you have a touchdown or two?
Yes, sir. I had 2.
You did? All right, together y'all had the same number my grandson had this ball game. I got a grandson that plays at Gardendale. He's a tailback. And so they did pretty well too. But golly, when I saw that score, that's a lot of points. Did you get some defensive touchdowns as well as offensive, or was it strictly the offense scoring?
No, we didn't score. We didn't score on defense.
Okay. All right. Coriel Taylor.
Yes,
right? Junior. Quarterback. Oh, that's why you smiling. Okay. All right, Coriel. Are you a thrower? Are you a runner? Or are you good at both of them?
I can do both.
Say that a little louder.
I can do both.
You can. I wanted you to have a smile on your face. Or you can do both of them. Which one do you like the most? Does it matter? You just love playing.
It doesn't matter. Anything to make the play.
Really? All right, guys. Now we're going to get serious here, okay? And I want y'all to be honest with me. I was an athlete one time. No, you can't believe it. I'm 4'11", weigh a little bit. But yeah, 50 years ago, I could play. I could ball a little bit, all right? I had superstitions. Athletes are a superstitious bunch. You know that, don't you? Is there anything in particular that you're so superstitious you feel like every week, every game, you got to do the exact same thing? You got to do something or you're not going to have as good a game as you normally would. How about you, Jared?
No, I don't have anything.
You don't?
No, sir.
You one of these just going to take life as it comes?
Yes, sir.
That's a good outlook, you know that?
Thank you.
Don't worry about being lucky, just go out and do it, right?
Yes, sir.
Now smile about it. Okay. That's good. Juwan, you got any quirks or superstitions is a better word?
No, sir.
You don't? Okay. Emory, you got any superstitions?
I gotta make sure I take my cramping pills every game.
You gotta be what now?
Make sure I take my cramping pills every game.
Your cramping pills? You're so muscular that every time you turn around, them things are cramping on you?
Yes, sir.
They say, go ahead and take your one pill, Jeremy, you'll be all right. But that's all
3.
right. Does it work? As long as
Yes,
it
sir.
works, that's all that matters, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever forgot to take it?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Then we ain't going to worry about that. How about you, Coriel?
No, sir. Just
Y'all not superstitious bunch? Okay. All right, we're going to ask a different question. You're going to have to come up with a different answer on this one. Collegiate or pro? If you could play like that player, Jerry, who would it be?
It would be DeMarcus Ware.
Because he is tough on offense or defense?
He a defensive end.
He sure is.
He
He slobber knocks people. You do that?
Yes, sir.
Do you help him up when you hit him?
Nah.
Nah.
Well, you don't want to feel good about it, huh?
Nah.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Juwan, who do you pattern your game after? Would it be an offensive player or defensive player?
Offensive player.
Who?
Marshawn Lynch.
Really? Mentally tough? I can already tell you physically tough. Marshawn's one that his mind sometimes, I don't know where that dude is. You know? All I know is he knows what he's doing on the football field. That's a good guy. Emery, how about you?
I like watching Corey Coleman, comparing myself to him.
Really? What is it you like about his game that you want your game to be like it?
He's a real explosive player. He can get the ball anytime and take off.
That's what we want, isn't it? Coriel, you just sitting over there being cool, quarterback. This is going to be interesting, I can tell you. Who is it you'd like to play like?
Cam Newton.
I knew that was coming. I'm going to ask you another question. Just because you said Cam, are you an Auburn fan?
No, sir.
You're not?
No, sir.
Which school, college you like?
I like Oregon.
Where?
Oregon.
Oregon?
Yes, sir.
You want to be a Duck?
Yes, sir.
Hey, they got a super program out there. What is it about Cam game you like?
It's just like he could do it.
He's
could
a
do
beast,
anything. He could do
sometimes.
anything.
But you know one thing that it's sort of surprising me a little bit. He's having these little injury problems, and you figured that a big man like him won't, but it's other big men that's hitting him, you know. But an awfully good athlete. Jerry, offensive guard, defensive tackle. One day, have you ever thought about being a high school coach?
Yes, sir. I took some thought into it.
What does that mean that there's, in order to do that, have you thought about teaching, or is there any kind of profession?
Physical education.
Really?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so if you ended up being a teacher or something like that, then possibly into a coach, that would suit you fine, right?
Yes, sir.
I got a feeling, well, you're learning what it takes to be a winner. You're in a good program, got a good coach, and if you emulate that, you'd be pretty successful, I think. How about you, Juwan?
Yes, sir.
And so what, you'd thought about being a coach?
Yes, sir.
And in order to do that, would you want to be one that has something to do with physical education, or would you teach a subject or something and coach?
Physical education.
Oh, okay. But you just want to do something that would get you involved in the coaching aspect?
Yes, sir.
All right. How about you, Emily?
No, sir.
All right. What do you think that you might like to be one day?
A chiropractor.
Really?
Yes, sir.
In other words, you're going to fix up these guys that get knocked around on the field. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, this ought to be good. Coriel? What do you think you might like? You would think you'd like to coach?
No, sir.
You just want to play professional sports?
Yes, sir.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. You get those millions under your belt, you have a coach work for you. that might work a little bit, right? All right, now we got two seniors here, two seniors. Jerry, where are you going to go to school? Hopefully go to school or college.
Hopefully I go to Alabama State University.
Really? Have you maybe been approached with them about a possible scholarship, or is that just where you hope to go?
Where I hope to go.
Oh, okay. And how about you, Juwan, being a senior? Where do you think you want to go?
Troy University or
Yeah.
North Alabama.
Oh, okay. And both those great athletic schools. All right, now look, guys, I know a couple of things about you. One, that you're great football players, but what do you do to unwind after a tough week of football, to loosen up, to take the pressure off? And we'll start with you, Jerry.
Sit at the table, talk to my family about my week to loosen up.
Well, that's pretty good. They good listeners.
Yeah, and they good talkers too.
I was gonna say, if anybody got out of line, you probably take care of them, don't you? How about you, Juwan?
I talked to my granddad about it.
Oh, okay. All right. Emery?
Watch my favorite player and listen to music.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. And Coriel?
I just talk to my family.
You just talk to your family, unwind, and just be loosey-goosey and forget about hitting somebody and forget about hitting them books, right? Well, listen, guys, you've had a great season so far this year. I'll tell you, and I told Coach, you guys finish this thing off, win a championship, we'll bring the trophy up here and celebrate again, and this time we'd go inside, all right? But good luck to you. You've had a great season thus far. I hope your best football is still ahead of you, and if it is, these other teams are in trouble. Nice to meet you guys, okay? Folks, we've had 2 outstanding coaches, 8 outstanding athletes. We'll do it again next week. Till then, you know what the snapper always says. Bicycle.